We're talking here.
Business. We'll call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock. First item is a consent agenda and minutes of the previous meeting and budget review and payment of bills.
I will let y'all know I did neglect to add the draft copy of the minutes to your email. So I did print them out. They are printed out and set aside for you for your review.
I make a motion to accept minutes and pay the bills.
Second, all in favor? Public comment. Eric, got anybody signed up?
Yeah.
All right, Briar. A couple of minutes.
Yes, sir. Afternoon, everybody.
Hey.
I just wanna open my statement up with, I'm here for myself and nobody else. And that'll go along later on. I wanna bring forward a concern regarding the handling of the donations with the KCDC Kerens Community Development Committee. During a recent meeting I attended, it was discussed that donations has been requested, received from local businesses and subsequently, grew up here, spent without being deposited in the Kerens official KCDC bank account, maintained by the city. To better understand the process, I asked whether the board had formally voted to authorize donations to be handled outside of official account. I was informed that no vote approving such a process has been taking place. I also requested a review of the donation log, the budget, referenced by Treasurer Susie, that reported documents the contributions collected. That request has yet been fulfilled. 2 days from now, it'll be 3 weeks.
Oh, wait a minute. You didn't fill out a freedom.
Yes, I did. I'd
Request
like to
3 weeks.
reclaim my time and finish this and we can talk about it.
I'll take care of it. But you
Because
didn't fill one
KCDC
out
operates
last
under the
week.
authority of the Kerens and it is appointed positions carry financial responsibilities. I believe it is important that all funds received on behalf of the organization be properly documented, deposited, and accounted for through the established financial systems. My concern is that handling the funds outside of the official account could unintentionally expose the organization and the city to financial reporting and tax-related liabilities. I am bringing this matter forward in good faith so that the appropriate review can take place and necessary clarification or corrective measures can be implemented. Transparency and proper financial controls protect the organization, the city, the business who contribute, and the volunteers who work hard to support community initiatives. Thank you all for this attention to this matter. And I have the form right here if you want to see it where I filled out the request.
We didn't get it till last week, did we?
Well, the process began on February 26th.
It began when you turned it in to the city.
My process started on the 26th.
Well, that's good, but it doesn't officially count till you turn it in to us.
You gotta jump through loops to get it.
There is a volunteer board. They are not appointed. All right, we'll move on to the first item. Is discuss, consider a request for Dale Hatfield of Cedar Direct Place, 622 Northeast 2nd, Eagle Business Park, in an enterprise zone. We established enterprise zones years ago, and this is the new Kelly Harris building he built out here.
The newest, the new.
An enterprise zone is when the comptroller rebates part of their sales and use tax back for business investments. Number of employees, amount of, they invest in the building, and it can run from 1 year to 5 years. But it's all handled through the contract. It's not a rebate from us. I was trying to remember where we had those set up before.
I believe the most recent one that was done was with the Sonic property. Kerens Realty LLC. reason.
Is it, yeah,
Tax
rebate,
abatement.
Tax abatement.
yeah,
Okay.
pavement.
My apologies, I'm still getting caught up.
Mhm.
Can I interject for
Yes.
clarification? When you designated an enterprise zone, that also can open it up to other, like the 6 employees can abate some property taxes also, if they maintain that through the 5 years.
So you have to designate it as an enterprise zone, and then you can look at tax abatement agreements.
Right,
Okay.
One doesn't necessarily
no,
call.
but it opens up,
It opens up.
opens up the
Yeah.
possibilities.
What they do is they sell cedar wood, planks, boards. They have two warehouses
At least 2.
in North Carolina and somewhere else. But I think they're based out of North Carolina.
Yes.
So that's what they're doing with this one here?
If they made a bid on the property, so I don't know if that's gone through or not.
Is it a wholesale?
Both.
You know,
If it's wholesale, we won't receive,
It's both. They're open to the public also.
Okay.
They do have a showroom.
okay.
Wow.
So what does it affect us? Does it affect us any?
No. Not really, because it's handled through, the comptroller's office, not us.
Mhm.
What I understood, what I read on it the other day. And you can, Google it, Texas Enterprise Zone. Pretty easy explanation for it, that's where I read it.
I can also send a copy of our policy to council if y'all would like.
So, why this particular property? Well, why this particular one are they asking for an enterprise to?
They're making, the building was on the market at 1.2 million. So, they're making a substantial investment, plus, I know they wanna add, lean-tos on the outside, store lumber also, so, that's just the initial investments.
So all we need to do is just decide if,
We wanna agree to that.
If I may, Mayor.
Yes.
There is a little bit of a process, so this is kind of the initial step where they've reached out and let us know that they're interested, and they have not bought the property
Right.
yet. So I would assume once they've bought the property, they would formally submit an application to designate it as an enterprise zone. And we would take that application, we would send out appropriate notices, and we would have a public hearing. And then we would do a resolution to designate that area as a, enterprise zone. At which point, if they wanted to pursue if council wanted to do that and approved it, then they could ask for a tax abatement zone or agreement, which I believe is his intent if they purchase it. And those agreements last for 5 years unless they're reauthorized. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Sydney.
No, that's correct. And like I said, designating an enterprise zone instead of any of the other designations covers all the zones. You can come back later and add these individual things as they progress. Like Jeffrey says, the building's on the market for 1.2 million. They know they're gonna put at least $500,000 into the property immediately. They've gotta finish out the inside of the building to make a showroom and their offices and storage and that kind of thing. The lean-tos to store that lumber outside, a parking lot, all those good things. So that extra $500,000 is what they're going to try to recoup some of their taxes on, I'm sure. And if they do employ at least 6 full-time people, then they can turn around and apply to within an enterprise zone, they can apply to the state for some of the state funding on economic development.
I don't believe there's any formal council action that's needed at this point. It's just to bring y'all, make sure you're aware of it and, you know, if there was any reason that council did not absolutely want to pursue it, then we could at least let him know that that's not something our council's interested in looking at, cause he's not purchased the property yet.
Does it make a difference in whether he purchases it or not, or does he purchase it and then apply for the enterprise, to be an enterprise zone?
I believe you have to be the property owner.
Yeah.
to
Okay,
apply.
okay, so that
Right.
really doesn't make a difference on whether he purchased, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Alright.
But we can approve to go ahead and start that process.
I move we approve it.
Second. Did you make a motion?
Uh-huh.
I'm second.
All in favor?
I thought I heard. Yeah.
All right, next item is discuss and consider the 2025 racial profiling report.
I forgot to grab it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll come back to you. We'll go back to, or go down to discuss, consider a proposal from Cave Consulting for city website updates. You go ahead.
Okay. I think it kinda goes without saying that there has been a, consensus for updates to the city's website. We have some navigation issues, it's kinda harder to find things, and we want to be able to reach our constituents a lot easier, our citizenry, our businesses, let them know what's going on, so we have more citizen participation. Our current website is platformed by G4Gov by Cave Consulting, and they reached out to us with a proposal to do a complete upgrade to the website. I did email a copy of this to y'all before the meeting, or well, when I set the agenda, but I do have a copy if anyone would like to look at it. We have two options for this proposal, and they also sent over some example websites. They can completely customize, but they just wanted us to see what it looks like. One of the biggest attractions to me is we would not have where you have to click into the Google Drive. You don't have to dig into those. You could just link it and it would be a little more organized, a little more pleasing to the eye, more streamlined. And there are a lot of features we can look at and play with. The summary for the changes that the other aspect of it is, recent legislation. I can't remember which legislative year, please forgive me, but they did require, as it's phased in for cities to have ADA compliant websites, which is really good. We want that. And their proposal would bring us in earlier than the deadline to make it completely ADA compliant. So there are two tiers for the proposal, the first of which is just to have the website in development, which the first year, let me find my page here. They have a standard 1-year agreement and they have a multi-year agreement. So I wanna make sure I tell you the ins and outs of both. So for a 1-year agreement, our total investment would be about $8,000. And that includes $4,500 for the web development, $2,000 for hosting and support, and then, if we opted to, I apologize. Option 1 is a $6,500 website and hosting support agreement. So it would be $4,500 for the website development, and then it would be $2,000 for the hosting. So if we did that, it'd be $6,500. If we went with a 3-year agreement or a multi-year agreement, and it's 3 years, it would be a total of a $5,500 investment, which would be a savings of $1,000. for that, and if we went with a multi-year, with either option, it does come with a complimentary website refresh upon that 3rd-year renewal. Cause they're always updating the features and things like that. Option 2 is the same as option 1, but with the addition of what they're calling hands-free management, which basically means they would handle annual content updates, document uploads, and compliance monitoring. So that package is, where'd it go? My apologies. That's the $8,000 package for the 1-year agreement, or $6,000 for the 3-year.
What's the annual? Like. the
6,000
annual
each year,
renewal?
18,000 for the 3-year.
So that for the option 2, that it has the content management, the 1-year agreement is $8,000.
Yes.
The multi-year is $6,000, so that would be $2,000 a year.
Okay, okay. So it wouldn't be the
Oh, okay,
6,000 up.
okay.
Okay.
Is
Right,
it
it's not
6,000
up
up
front,
Oh,
it's
okay.
per
Okay.
year, so it
Okay.
is divided by year, my
Okay.
apologies. I should have had that broken down a little bit better. But I think the content management aspect, is something we could discuss. Of course, we will go with what council thinks is best. But I don't feel that that is something that is outside of my ability to do. And we could train 2 of us in the office to be able to do that, so that if one of us is out, it could be done. I don't know if the staff time is worth that additional 1,500.
Okay.
But of course, I would defer to council's recommendation on that.
If you discover that you can't keep up with it, can we then opt into the 1,500 after or do we have to wait until the contract renews?
We could certainly ask.
Okay, I mean,
We
if you
could ask
think
before.
you can do it, go for it, you know.
Save a little bit of money.
Yeah, if you know that you can get your head, there's no sense in getting the extra.
I think it ultimately breaks down to a little over, what is that, a little over $300 a year, but $300 a year when you're down to brass tacks is still $300 a year.
I like the 3-year.
There's so much stuff that is required to be posted online now.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Our meetings, all is required to be on there now. Audits.
Minutes, audits, budgets, tax rate information, utility consumption reporting annually,
Water.
EDC minutes, agendas. There's probably a whole host. TML has a really fantastic guide for everything that's supposed to be posted, and we've already got that printed out, and I've started highlighting, so.
I don't know,
I like the $6,000 option if that's what you recommend.
That's what I would think, in the full interest of disclosure, there are other companies that we could seek out, quotes from. They are the ones that currently host, and I wanna say,
They're the only ones that have ever hosted us.
okay, they're the only ones that have ever hosted us, and the turnaround was supposed to be
Fast.
pretty fast. I'm gonna be generous and say it was 60 days, but it may have been even less than that.
Wow.
They're gonna go in and clean out the Google Drive and get everything organized, and, it's pretty plug and play.
Make a motion, we approve the $6,000 option for the website.
Let me make sure that's.
Yeah, make
Make
sure
sure
it's
that's
the right
the
one.
correct The $6,000 one is the option 2 with the
Right.
content management.
And that's the
Right.
one.
Is
You're the one that's doing the work.
I will say, I don't have necessarily a recommendation when it comes to that. It's what, if council wants to expend the money to have that compliance oversight and for them to take care of the content management, uploading the documents, and that organization, then yes, that's the way we need to go. That would help if there was some kind of employee turnover, if there was some kind of you know, we had a power outage, we could call and say, hey, I need you to post a boil water notice right now. So
Oh.
that would be, those are perks to that aspect, that module of this package is for them to handle it that way.
Is that the 1,500?
That's with the extra $1,500 over 3 years.
Okay, so if you just agree now to stay for 3 years, we don't need this.
Exactly.
At least 3 years.
Agreed, so that is at council's discretion whether you want that feature for that. I do feel confident doing it myself, but it's not necessarily about my confidence level.
I'm going with your confidence. I make the motion we approve the one without that extra piece.
Okay, option one, okay.
I didn't know
3
which
years.
option it
For
was.
3 years, so that's
The
the
3 years.
$5,500.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a
Second.
motion, got a second, all in favor? 4-0. Alright, now to your racial profiling report.
I passed this past night.
Oh, okay.
You're not gonna read into it?
No. I think you can read it, it's pretty self-explanatory. We don't have anything to worry about, so.
Pretty much. I don't see anything.
The only thing different between this one and last year's is our Hispanic population is growing in our area. So obviously the stops of Hispanics are gonna grow. So that has come up.
No, I looked at it.
Okay.
Make a motion, we accept the racial profiling report as
Second.
done by Chief Abbey.
All in favor?
Mayor, I apologize, can we revisit the internet kid consulting item?
Yes.
Okay. She had mentioned that it was a really good deal, and I was like, it is a really good deal. And then realized, that I told you wrong, and I'm so sorry. Better to tell you now than later, right? So the option one is $5,500 the first year, and then $2,000 for years 2 and 3. So the total investment would be, what is that, 9,500. And option 2 obviously is gonna be a little bit more. The annual fee for years 2 and 3 is 3,500, which would bring that to 13,000 for 3 years for option 2.
Those options are still a good deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, there's still good
Those are both still
options.
really good options.
But just to confirm, knowing that it's not all inclusive, I told you wrong on that. So
What
the
was
first,
option one?
option 1's first year is
But I mean,
$5,500.
what is it? I thought option one was a
That's
12-month.
That's a 3-year for the 5,500. Is for 3
Okay,
years.
so, okay.
5,500 the first year, and then 2,000 for years 2, and then 2,000 year 3, and then that does come with the website refresh in year 3. So.
And what is
Clear
it
as mud.
additional for the 13,000 that we would?
Right, so that for years 2 and 3.
But I mean, what does that include that makes it different than, cause now I'm lost.
So year 1 for option 2 for a multi-year contract is website development, hosting and support, and then the content management service for a total of 6,000. The hosting and support and content management is 3,500 by itself.
And what is it that you think you can do? Contact
The
management?
content management.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so option one?
So yeah, option
Option 1 is without the content
Yeah,
management.
yeah, so that's what,
And it would be a grand total over 3 years, the 95.
9,500.
Mhm.
So we just pay the.
Okay.
And that is what was approved.
2,000.
Yeah, okay.
I mentally caught the error and wanted to make sure we were,
Jeez.
I know,
It's still
I know.
I'm still sticking with that, it's still a good deal, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, alright.
That's a great deal.
Good.
Okay. And thank you for the grace.
Okay, next item is, discuss, consider resolution for records management policy update.
Mayor, may I?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the things we've looked at is we've had a really good records management policy. It was last passed in 1998, and we haven't had to make any changes. The only reason we're proposing any changes is because we need to update the Texas State Library Archive Commission, with me being new, and they needed a copy of our policy. So if we're gonna make updates, this would be the time. I did email a marked copy, but by and large, the only changes that we are really significantly proposing is to add a clause in section 4 that the policy applies to all employees, agents, independent contractors, and volunteers. And that's based off of TSLAC's sample policy, and then adopting TSLAC's, their standard schedules, record schedules for retention. So that's really the only changes we're proposing.
Motion to approve the changes to the records management policy.
Second.
All in favor? Next item is discuss, consider resolution to renew participation on core steering committee. Which y'all are familiar with this, we've done it for years, that it gives us a little more say-so. There's no way we can go fight on court rate case on our own.
I propose we renew participation in the Encore Steering Committee.
Second.
Second, all in favor? Next item is the same thing for Atlas Energy.
Putting new lines in.
Yeah, they are spending some money.
Yeah,
Who, Atlas?
yeah.
Are they?
They're the ones digging all the gopher holes around town.
Got
Oh.
the city divided in, I think now it's 12, sections.
They're over,
And they're locating lines and we're locating lines and they'll also mark your property lines when they're marking. And easements, right of ways and all that. And, I think they're set to start behind the Baptist church.
with what lines?
Behind the Baptist church. I think they're doing this way.
They're not doing it now?
They just started.
Who's the people that are over there do?
That's them, they're just locating. They're doing locates now.
Okay,
They're actually
alright.
Started, most of it's gonna be bored. Be
Okay, okay.
Very little digging except where it comes out of the ground. They make connections, but. And now there's another crew here fixing leaks. We've had 3 leaks on this side of town, from Main Street down 3rd Street and over to 4th. So they had to, and they may be over there fixing a leak, but they're doing that fixing a leak, and then they're coming in and replacing the line right
Alright,
Make a motion, we renew our participation with the atmosphere committee.
I'll
Second.
second.
Second, all in favor?
For clarification, the second goes to Ann or
Ann.
Greg.
Greg can have it this time.
Next item, discuss, consider Public Utilities Commission of Texas 2026 Consumer Price Index adjustment to municipal telecommunications right-of-way access lines rates. How much is it, a penny? Did we get a penny?
So the preferred rates, yeah, they're currently at the residential is 44 cents, non-residential is 87 cents, and the point-to-point is 130. The default rates, and as a reminder for this, council only needs to take action if they do not agree or do not want the default rate and would like to accept a lower rate, or excuse me, to decline the rate. The proposed for residential is 45 cents, which is an increase of a penny. Non-residential stays the same at 87 cents, and the point-to-point goes up by 2 cents to $1.32. So if you want to accept the default rates, no action is needed. If you want to decline the default rates, then you would make a motion to that effect, and we would fill this form out and send it in.
What is this for? It's, what they pay to access alleys and have their stuff overhead. And I guess probably in the ground.
I believe so. It's any franchise or right-of-ways.
Encore and Atmos, Brightspeed, Soccer.
So we don't have to.
If you accept the rates, you don't have to take any action. If you do not want to accept the rates, then you would decline the rates and suggest alternate rates, and we would discuss that with them.
That you're not guaranteed to get.
Correct.
Huh.
What exactly are these rates? Like, are they what we pay for them to do stuff, or is that what they are getting us to use their
say they're paying for it, but we're paying for it.
Okay.
I mean, sooner or later, they're gonna come, it's coming out of your bill somewhere.
And the default rates that we would fill that out are a penny higher.
Roughly, residential's a penny higher, point to point's 2 pennies higher.
So we just accept the default rate, we've always taken our penny every year, cause that's what it goes up just about every year. So we don't have to make a motion to approve.
If you can, the council can no action it, or if you want a formal action, you can say accept the default rate.
Let's make that motion to accept the default.
Default, right, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a second. All in favor? All right, we'll move into operations. Code enforcement, you got Bobby Lee's, report.
I brought Bobby Lee tonight just in case y'all had some specific questions about any property.
You know, we talked about the mobile home up on Wright Street, I believe, to be torn down. What are we gonna do? We don't have a place to take it right now.
That's what we discussed last, we don't have nowhere.
We still don't.
Right. I think the sewer plant's getting pretty compacted, is that right, Jeff?
Do what now?
The sewer plant's just getting pretty full as far as hauling
Yeah,
stuff to burn.
We've done so much stuff out there over the years that, you know, brush pretty much goes away. There's so much trash in those houses. You know, we haven't been in, strip the wiring, strip the plumbing, or all that stuff over the years.
Well, can we start burning now at the sewer plant and move some of that stuff away, or what's the plan?
The plan is to find somebody else to haul it. I would imagine we probably don't need to be burning houses.
No, I agree to that. I know the asbestos thing.
Houses don't matter on asbestos, it's only commercial buildings.
Here's a question I guess or forget, is that something that we need to find, the PD needs to find the contractor to tear down, haul off, and present it to y'all, or y'all gonna do that? I don't care either way, I just need to know.
Well, I think the problem is we don't have money in the budget right now.
Gotcha. Do I need to still find somebody just in case for future reference, or it's no big deal?
Let us do some budget looking and see. We'll have something next month. I think there's a little bit of money in there, but there's not a whole lot for that, because we've been doing it on our own.
It looks like a lot of action was taken though, on a lot of the places that you have inspected. They did come around and clean it up. There's only a couple of places here that, you know, that's got 10 days left to do something with. But you're doing a good job though, Bobby Lee, you know. Yeah, yeah, it looks good over there.
Any questions on code enforcement? Alright, I'll move to water department. Both water towers are operational now. We had a little problem at first getting the north tower to drain. Come find out, both valves are open all the time. We were reading off the south tower, we moved it to the north tower. And for some reason, there's 5 foot difference in the water level on both of them when they start draining. The north tower will not drain till this one gets to about 11 feet. And it's at 15 or 16. I have no idea why. The elevation is within inches of each other. If you went out there and measured. I don't know why. I know we use more probably water on this side of town than we do on the other side for the school. But it does not make sense, even when there's not, well, at midnight to 6 in the morning, to me, they ought to equalize.
Yeah.
But they will not. I've been in touch with, the programmer, cause we'll have to figure out how to add more water come summertime. I mean, it's great. Our pumps are not running near as much because it's taking about 8 hours to drain till they fill again. And about 12 hours overnight till they fill. But this one gets pretty low. It gets to about 5 foot in the south tower before that one gets to the fill mark. I've been in touch with Kathy Albrecht and flooring levels, everything is good. So they have to kind of base the amount of flooring you put in by how long it takes for them to fill and
Yeah.
everything. Or as I know, we got one thing on this south tower, which is splash pad for the overflow, and I'm working on that. I've already talked to the contractor, told him we'll get that taken care of. It's such a small project, just waiting for a concrete project.
Yeah, so you can't get that in here for, they don't wanna fool with it.
It's a 5 by 10 concrete pad, that's all it is, and that is a very small amount of concrete when you order the concrete, so. But we'll get that taken care of. One other thing on water, up here where the old Hoskins lumberyard used to be, we have a water line in that ditch. It comes out off of, Alma, that the other one on the other side of, right. Anyways, there where the new, where Owens Hardware was. That water line comes out, it goes down into that ditch, gets down in front of Hayes Hoskins, comes back out of the ditch. Why it's in there, I don't know, but it's exposed. Well, actually, we got a leak on it right now, it's a 6-inch, big line. Marshall wanna replace it. What we've dug through on the easement maps, we've got, should be 15 feet on the other side of TxDOT, or from TxDOT's easement. Ours should be 15 feet. It's about 300 feet. And I told Marcus, to get a quote from Cap Construction that's done a lot of work for us, to replace that line and take it out of that ditch and put it, it's leaking right now, not much, but it's leaking. But we can't, pipe is so bad, we can't fix it. Cause it's exposed, it's cast. But Cap's supposed to give us a quote, and it ain't gonna be good, it ain't gonna be real bad. It needs to be done, cause we have to fix leaks, probably 6 leaks there in the last 8 months.
How big a line is that?
6.
6.
But we'll be getting a quote from Caps, and if it's fairly reasonable, they've done, always done really good work. Sewer plant, I think Greg and I signed a check tonight. We had a pump failure
Yeah.
on the inflow, where everything from town comes, and they put another pump in there, it didn't work. They had another pump, put it in there, and they got it in there, they started blowing water back out. We had a collapse in that concrete, under there, and had a company, DNS or
DNS.
something. Did what?
DNS.
DNS, that Corsicana's been using, and Ronnie got them over here. I think the pumps are now above ground instead of in the hole. And I know Ronnie powered a generator for several days, and he was supposed to get an electrician out to wire them in, cause there'd be some changes in the panel. But everything is back running now. Can't remember what your check was, 13,
For the
16?
DNS,
13 or 16?
I believe you're correct. DNS field services was $13,230.
But had to be done. But also, the Link people that bought the other Kelly Harris building here in the last 6-8 months, they made septic system warning systems that you have an app on your phone if you're pumping. But he said they had it integrated into doing some municipal, lift stations. Like our lift station out here has nothing but a red light. If it goes off, somebody's got to call it in, if we have a pump go out or something. The panel on, the electric panel on this one is way outdated. It's huge. The new one's about this big. We've got, Cody Hughes working on this panel to replace it, and the guy from Link said he wanted to try one of his systems on that septic tank.
Yeah, that'd be good.
When we get
Yeah.
that, get the new panel. I wasn't gonna put it in, we'll get the new panel.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna experiment with it, instead of doing it, no charge.
That's nice.
I think that guy's gonna do very well.
Yes, I talked to him, he was on a 2-month tour of sewer conventions.
Ew. Oh.
He was in South Carolina when I talked to him. Street department. Patching a few potholes. Imagine, Atmos is going. I really like, they pick potholes really good when they tear something up, so they'll have a few they'll have to dig, but most of them will be bored. Police department.
We had 17 reportable incidents, February, 3 arrests, no violent crimes, and no burglaries. Most of the reports for criminal trespass, information reports, animal complaints, one death investigation, all minor incidents. No violent crimes, no sexual assaults, and no burglaries.
Animal control. Have you checked into the new Corsicana?
No, I haven't. I didn't. You told me it was open, but honestly, I forgot about it.
I don't think they're opening until April.
Oh.
I know, I saw something on Facebook where they were talking about having.
But it
two-
is through the city, or it's an organization?
Yeah, it's through the city. I'm not sure how they work with, SPCA. Cause some of those volunteers are SPCA volunteers. But we'll see how that, it'd take one 10 times bigger than what they got.
Is it supposed to be a big facility?
Yes. It's on that, where the state home used to be. You know, the
Oh,
city
yeah.
Oh,
bought-
that's where it is,
really?
okay.
Yeah, the city bought all that property, and they were gonna repurpose that for an animal shelter.
It'd be nice.
Nice.
So hopefully they'll have one big enough that.
It's gonna
we
be
can
flooded
all
real
use.
quick.
Well, she did say that they would take our dogs for $20 a dog.
Well, I talked
That's
to them
not
just a few
bad.
months ago, and they said $50 though, but it doesn't matter. We were paying $350.
Yeah.
Yeah, paying $350.
And I'm sure if we can get in with them, we'll have a contract or something.
Well, that's what I hope. If we get a contract with them, they'll be obligated to take ours before anybody else.
Mhm.
And if we agree to a set price.
If they'll do that by contract, I hope they will.
If we pay them enough, they'll do
I can have her call you.
All right, court.
I'm not exactly sure what all we normally report on. Looks like violations by type. We had 104 in the month of February traffic violations, 3 city ordinance violations for a total of 107 violations. I'm assuming this is the financials is on this report revenue, Cindy?
Yes.
Okay, so we've, a revenue of $24,180.92. 3 warrants were closed, 93 dispositions, 2 appeals, 48 to Omni collection, cases to Omni and collections, and that is the report.
Tax department.
I'm not versed on that report either. Cindy, help.
Have you got it?
Tax report.
You don't have it? Okay.
What
Hold on.
report is that?
I'll find it.
I'm sorry,
I'll
guys.
find
While she's looking for that, can I do the office report?
Yeah.
As y'all can see, I'm settling in so well.
You are.
Greatly appreciate the warm welcome. I've been busy getting settled in and doing lots of training. We are on track for doing, the conversion of the utility billing from RVS to FundView, which I think has been a excited and anticipated project. Looking ahead, we do have some quotes. Let me back up. The RVS conversion, I believe the tentative go live date for that is April 30th. We have a lot of work to prep for that, so we're gonna ask for patience and make sure we publicize to the public during that transition. We also have some quotes for FundView that we'll be presenting next month, for getting the court credit card payments switched over to one that works with FundView, so they'll automatically enter those transactions into the software instead of having to be manually entered like they are now.
Hold on. Those were what we called certified.
Yes, the
payments.
certified payments.
And that was a pain in the butt, cause they had to be
What do you mean was?
manually gone through
Still is.
Yes.
and picked out which is which, and, but this is gonna be a lot better.
And it'll be real time. it'll talk to the software real time. And we are also looking at, to go with the utility billing module, they have a new module that will send out notifications for bills, like when bills are issued, when there's late fees are being assessed, or when you're, at risk for cutoff. Right now Maria does that by hand and calls people when they're at risk for disconnect, so that'll be a nice, thing to do, cause that is appreciated for that, so we're excited to bring that to council next month.
Grants,
I don't think I have any updates on grants.
no, we, are in line to, what they told us was that be the second round. We missed the first round on the sewer plant. The second round, they think we'll get funded, so, hopefully so. But I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna take a lot more money than grant money to fix sewer.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, we'll have to borrow a lot of money to
80,
get it done.
that sewer plant's 30 years old, I think, and shit just wears out. That's all I can tell you. But I am going, and been trying to schedule with the engineer and his field guy and Ronnie Ford. They're gonna come over and they're gonna walk through it and start getting some ideas what it's gonna cost. And you're right, Greg, this is probably be something we'll borrow money on.
Yeah.
And I hope we can fix what we got, but if not, it'll be made.
It's 30 years old. Fixing it's probably like putting a Band-Aid on a cancer, is what it's gonna amount to. That place out there is really outdated. It's worn out, you know.
Yes, yes. That was $1 million sewer plant,
Okay.
and it took us 25 years to pay it off. By the time it wears out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, she got the, tax report.
We are at a 64.99% collection rate currently.
EDC meets.
March
next-
16th.
Yeah, next week, KCDC, they have got the basketball courts paved.
Yeah, it looks nice,
The
really.
guy actually did it cheaper than what he told us he was gonna do. And he's also gonna buy us 2 new, basketball goals.
Wow.
He has them ordered, and I did talk to that guy. But he has the equipment to chew up these streets and asphalt them back, lay it all back down, and, there's a lot of streets in town that where the sewer lines were replaced. You've all seen them right in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Those need to be addressed, and I talked to him about that, and he said that was easy, he could fix that there and lay it in such a narrow place.
I remember when every street in town was gravel. 309 was gravel. I have pictures of me playing in the mud on 309 by the water tower where my grandmother lived. I was about 9 years old.
You know, a lot of people don't remember when 309 came through town.
Yeah,
Before
oh yeah,
we
it's come
stopped.
through town.
That was just a city street. Long range planning. Don't have anything.
Motion to adjourn.
Got a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All opposed? We're done.
Yeah.
I love the history.
Layla.
Betty.
Barefoot Nation, Kenny Chesney.
Before, before my time, they were on this business, I didn't know. Since I was growing up, I can remember every person downtown on the side street.
And I have a secret check, or
That's what she's She's got a record. That's
changed so much. I'm expecting a very
It
large
was,
check.
it was the most beautiful. I don't, and you know, everybody stayed because they did business.
Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy.
We're on the second floor.
Kerens had everything.
I don't see this as anything but second time.
It is what we've been working on. It's so on your little accounting test, they don't have to do like a huge bank statement, but it asks questions like, you know, do you add and subtract?
A lot of people don't know about that.
I'm converting these kids. There you go. Okay, I'll send you a copy of the letter. But I do know it's very weird. Perfect. Maybe and I you know
Look, Sandy.
I got I'm still there. So we are text just like the exact same way you guys do. And I got all of January, that's, you know, the last one I got was like the first
Oh,
weekend
yeah,
of February.
you know.
And then I got letters from Bud Black saying that they were holding all February checks and would send them after the month was over, because they were like trying something different in the office. You got
Have a
one?
phone.
Okay, so I haven't received, I literally haven't received anything for February yet at the school. Well, maybe they like us more.
Came to town.
Probably. I could be wrong. I haven't had the opportunity to be a paint yet. Don't worry, it's coming.
If
you're telling me
by my
Casey's
grandmother's
not
house.
underneath this
Yeah.
They appoint. They appoint.
So I know that she board.
Yeah.
And
That's how the minutes.
This council
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all
They called me up and
Comes
said,
I'm wagging, okay.
and I'm like, I actually told him no.
Anything like.
I told him that first. I had it on.
Yeah.
That's a few.
And then I got the,
Set forward,
like, duh, take the job.
petty cash.
So I called him back
She has
and
to
took the
furnish
job.
the receipts.
And it honestly, it honestly was very difficult because they really did a lot for me. And
First of
and
all,
honestly,
first of all,
the
don't
office
worry
did
to
not
this
look-
mouth.
And I'm not saying
So
that
wrong.
it was
I thought she was the
and
thief,
I'm
I have a
bawling,
conversation.
tears flowing and
And that's
flowing,
what they
you know,
keep
trying to get my
I
resignation.
told you,
Yeah.
they give me these little petty.
But it had the most.
Okay, so
What
they
she
were
did,
mad.
So we didn't
invite
anything that.
Yeah, it's probably best I'm not
okay.
excited
Those
either.
soda
You know,
cans,
I'm
say,
not
look
invited.
at
had the
Yeah,
table.
look at me, had this all
That's
before
all.
there was ever an election.
into
forensic
Because we've had the same problem in July.
accounting.
We had the problem in July, before anybody was
What can
ready.
you do?
See, I never knew about
He
it.
came to me a little bit later, so he missed that whole spiel when they were asking me those questions.
Well, he was asking,
It
Yeah.
showed,
evidently he picked up.
He knows it,
on-
and that's why whenever Briar said that, he sat there and said, oh shit. Because he knew.
So
it.
you telling me Robert just said it whole off.
That was
looked at
actually
it, but
my
it's been
first
years ago when
like
You know, we
career
went to every
goal.
meeting, so
Yeah,
yeah.
we
after I
had-
graduated, you could
I'm
like,
not
I've
talking
been-
everybody, I'm everywhere,
Like,
like,
just yeah, I was here for
And
Briar
forensic
has went to
accounting.
the veteran memorial meeting.
Literally, like, just.
It doesn't have anything to do
I'm gonna
with
go
it.
to.
Not many. I've missed two in the last.
That's really though, that's what I wanted to do, and
But
actually Mr.
you could
Kendall,
bring
that's
this
what he
up.
did. He was a
He
retired
was so
FBI
used to
agent
taking
whenever he came to
money.
Kerens.
How would any of us have known she was gonna say that?
How did he?
His stories were really, really
That's what he
good.
did.
He
Where
didn't
did he
accuse
do-
her. She sat there and said
This
it.
makes me so
In
excited.
front of
I was
the
supposed to meet with them
board.
today, but somebody stole their
Look at the
meeting.
Eddie's right here in front of
So
it.
they go to competition the week we come back from spring break.
From my
And they were literally
understanding,
sitting there like,
he asked Meredith
And I'm like,
if he could see a copy
Yeah,
of
I-
the form Susie was writing.
go with them.
That's
He
where
says
they
Meredith
train
said,
people.
I
They
will
catch me
ask
on
her
like
to
the
give it
worst
to you.
days,
You
too.
can talk to Susie on Facebook,
And
whatever
I'm
happened
not
with that,
a
I
teacher.
don't
I mean, I'm
know.
not really-
Apparently it wasn't good, I don't know.
I don't know how to teach them. I just tell them things and hope it works.
No,
But I
on
thoroughly
down
enjoyed
east.
it.
Look,
And that's why he had.
It
to
makes
close
me
their
really
budget.
happy because
They don't have a budget.
the only
There's no
reason I
budget
did
for
this
it.
is I got stuck in the accounting
I
class.
understand, and I'm sure that he asked for it the wrong way, because it's not a budget he was looking for.
in that same
And
alley
then
where they
they
tied
put
that
me in
short
UIL,
was that two
and
story
I
He's
was
looking for a
district,
record of the
which
donations,
was-
and I'm telling you, I sat right beside her at that meeting, and she said in front of me, him, Meredith, and everybody else there, that her and Pam went and got donations and spent it, but it didn't matter because it didn't go through this bank
Showed
account.
up.
Now, you can say I'm trying to
Kendall,
cost what you want to, but you know damn well
So
I've always
I've
been
enjoyed
straight
them,
laced.
and it makes me
Always.
I know.
that they've enjoyed it as
But-
well.
Do you
So,
know where the boundaries
I'm
are?
simply asking
Our
you,
memorial
because you've been
Like,
corrected.
if we go to like regionals and stuff, yes. I'll-
So for future
Come
reference,
here, me and Cindy talked to her the other
Here's
day.
Main
I don't
Street.
get
The
the
donation-
Donation.
Somebody's gonna have to
Building,
do
so it's
If
really
they
cool.
see some
You
here,
can
straight to
be a part of it.
Normally, you know, the old wives here, once you
and that's,
see
and I came and talked to her the Friday after that, and the reason I did that is because,
that's the old
you know,
wives.
my business donates a lot to a lot of organizations. So when my CPA does our taxes, and we file that, my CPA is the one that told me, if it's not filed with the city, it's gonna come back and audit me on my taxes.
Deposit.
Remember I came and talked to you Friday about that?
And if they catch one, then they'll get, a lot of it, they'll pull another donor.
Exactly, and so that was my concern about the city being liable, and businesses getting stuck in the middle of some crap.
Did you look for mesquite trees? I don't really.
Right in front.
But he says it's been handled, so.
It has.
Before,